This happened earlier in this week, and I don't wish to harp on the news story or give too many details about it. I wanted to offer my opinion about it, and I wanted to talk about it because it's very important to talk about stuff like this. So you've read the title, you already know what I'm talking about, but apparently Nintendo had fired someone for speaking on a podcast. Now, before everyone starts thinking, well, he must have said something bad, just go into this with a blank, empty mind. I'm not rooting for Nintendo. I'm not rooting for the employee here. I'm just saying, go into this with a blank mind and understand exactly what is happening. So first, let me begin by just giving a slight backstory. There is a guy who was working for Nintendo, and he said he was fired for speaking on a podcast. Nintendo let him go. Now, you can sit here and you can say that he's made his whole career out of Nintendo and he'll never have a great job. And you can read his quotes on his last lines. He says he feels in much shame and crippling sadness and things like that. Yes, okay, I get that. I understand that. Bro, you really screwed up. But I need to put this in perspective for anyone listening, okay? Now, I'm going to have a link to this in the description below, and yes, it's going to be a link on Kotaku. Excuse me, I think fire just came out of my mouth. Anyways, Nintendo is full well within its legal rights. You could sit here and make a big stink. You could say, oh, I feel so bad, I got fired, they're so mean to me, and things like that. Look, man, I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean when I say this. Look, I support you, I hope you have a great life, but what I'm saying here is that when you go to work for companies, almost every single company in the world, even as a cashier or someone who works at a fast food place like Subway or McDonald's, you have to sign something. You have to do a lot of paperwork before you go in there. A lot of time in bigger jobs and more important positions, you will get counseled by HR, and what will happen is that they will say, okay, sir, you understand that you're going to be working on sensitive information. You can't speak about this. You cannot speak about the sensitive information or the details of your work environment. You can't talk about what happens here. Pretty much, to sum it up, okay, each place is different, but most of the time they will say, do not talk about work outside of work to anyone. Some places are way more strict, like a doctor's office, okay? If you're a gynecologist, you can't be telling people about women's parts or who has STDs. There's a Hippocratic oath in doctors, okay? So, if you were a surgeon, doctor, gynecologist, you can't do that stuff. That's illegal. Very bad. And that's pretty much essentially what this is also. You can't speak about your line of work. And what ends up happening is when this individual went on podcast and started talking, he ends up getting fired due to the simple fact that he probably said something Nintendo didn't want him to say or talk about, and it's a real shame. Nintendo did state that they have no comment on this topic other than they wish Chris the best in his future endeavors. And, I think that's perfectly fine. I think they're well within their rights to do this. Nintendo's a very ironclad, shut company. They don't give details on the stuff that's coming up, and I appreciate them for that because it's really a spoil sport when you hear about leaked information on things and you don't get as hyped and you don't get as happy about it. Some things are okay to have leaks about, like upcoming games that you've already purchased and you're just waiting for them to release and things like that. But most of the time, with all these leaks happening nowadays in the gaming industry, it kind of shows that people do need to get shut down. They need to be fired. They need to be told to leave. It's time. Stop talking. Stop revealing information that we don't want you to reveal in the sense of the corporation. But as I stated before, my opinion on this is that the guy got fired because he said something he shouldn't. He's not going to get his job back. He probably won't be hired anywhere else due to the simple fact that he already spoke about this and other companies will be worried about him blabbing about this information that they have. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Please offer your 2 cents in the comment below. Let me know what you think about this craziness. Do you think Nintendo was in the right, or do you think it was a bit extreme to fire someone for speaking, even though they do have HR for that very thing? I'm just saying. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. Good gaming, and God bless. And now, the important decision of joining the Maverick Rebellion. We are a tight group of individuals who rebel against stereotypes and greater evils that are commonly accepted. ISPs, children being conned out of games, sexism in video games. Enough is enough, and the Mavericks have had it. If you choose to subscribe, or stay subscribed, you are joining the fight against injustice by watching my numerous video topics, from net neutrality to publishers covering up botched releases. The Mavericks are always informed on the issues plaguing your gaming experience today. So don't be left out in the cold, and don't let those people keep you down. Join the Maverick Rebellion today and become a member of the community that will listen and engage with you. What are you waiting for? Just click subscribe and you'll be in good company. Mavericks unite!